Hello, welcome back to Academy for Tech. Today we'll be discussing about Python operators, Python namespace and scope. So today will be the last section for the Python introduction course. Let's have a look at the Python operators. Python operators are special symbols in Python that carry out arithmetic or logical computation. So while taking an example here, 1 plus 2 equal to 3 here. Here plus is the operator and that perform addition. And we have 1 and 2 are operands and 3 will be the output for the operation. So let's have a look at the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are used to perform mathematical operation such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. So moving towards the program for the arithmetic operation. So let's have a look at this program. This program is dedicated for arithmetic operation in Python. So arithmetic operation in the sense we have plus, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, fold division and exponentials. So these are the arithmetic operation we have in the Python. So you can also see here I'm using star 30. So if for example if you need to print a particular string multiple time, you can use into and number of time you have to print. So I can use. So let's take an printout for this arithmetic operations. As normal, I'm giving x equal to 1 and y equal to 2 to variables, and I'm adding 2 variable. We know that 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Similarly, I'm subtracting 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. Similarly, multiplying and then dividing here, and I'm taking the modulus, and finally floor division and trying to find the exponential. 1 power 2 is always 1. So this is a simple program. You can also try your own program. I hope you have a better understanding about arithmetic operation in Python. Let's have a look at the comparison operators. So comparison operation compare the values greater than or equal to or less than or not equal to with the use of comparison operation, providing output true or false. Let's have a look at the program for the comparison operators. Let's take a look at the comparison operation in Python. We can compare less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, equal to. These are the comparison operations we can try in Python. So these are the few examples, and I'm taking variable x is equal to 10 and variable y is equal to 100. Same as the previous program, I'm trying to print star into 30 times. And here you can see, I hope you know that from the previous section I have explained you how we can format the printout statement. So here I'm trying to check x greater than y. So let's take the printout. These are our outputs. So we have 10 and 100. So 10 is greater than y. Absolutely it is false. Similarly, x less than y is true. X equal to y, because 10 not equal to 100, so it's always false. So x not equal to y is true because 10 not equal to 100. Similarly, x greater than or equal to y. So if we are using equal to, greater than or equal to, we can also check if in case it is greater than or it's the same number, it will be considered as a true. Similarly, x less than or equal to y. So it's again true. I hope you now understand how we can use comparison operation in Python. So looking forward with the logical operators, we have and, or and not. So taking the example for the logical operation, x and y, x or y, not x. Let's look on the program. So taking the look at the logical operations, we have multiple logical operation like and, or and not. So let's take the output and see what will be the logical operation, how we can function in your own program. To variable, I'm considering x as a true and y as a false. So I'm trying x and y. So x and y. So x and y means both should be true. So either it should be both false, either it should be true. So this will be the false. One is true and the other one is false. So it is false. The statement is false. Similarly, x or y. Someone is here is true. So I'm considering this as a true. Similarly, we have not x is. So I'm trying to convert true into false. So not x is false. So it is false. So not true means it is false. So this is how we can use logical operation in the Python. For the bitwise operators, act on operands as if there were strings of binary digits operating bit by bit. So you can see here one example here. Similarly, for the assignment operation, this is how we are assigning the values to the variable. So here we have different method of assigning the values, and we can also do addition and multiplication during the assignation of the numbers. For example, we have x plus equal to 5. It also indicates x is equal to x plus 5. So you can use different shortcut using assignment operators. So we can look at the program. So moving forward with assignment operation. In this assignment operation, you can see there are different methods of assigning some values to the variables. So you can use x is equal to 5. This is a direct assign operation we normally use. Similarly, we can use x plus equal to 5, which means x is equal to x plus 5. Similarly, x minus equal to 5 indicate that x is equal to x minus 5. Same as here, x is equal to x into 5. So these are the methods of assigning the operation. So let's take the output. So from the output you can see, so x is equal to 5, then x plus 5 equal to 10, so x minus 5 equal to again 5, x into 5 again 25, x divided by 5 equal to 5. So you can also note it become float once we try to divide. Similarly, we are taking the modulus, again it is 0. So I hope you have an understanding about assignment operation in Python. So moving forward with the identity operators. So we have identity operators. Is and is not are the identity operators in Python, used to check if two values are located on the same part of the memory. So we can take an example from a program. So taking a look at the identity operators in Python. So we have x1 is equal to 5, y1 is equal to 5, both are same. x2 is equal to and y2 equal to hello, both are same. x3 is equal to 1 2 3, y3 is equal to 1 2 3. So let's check what will be the output is. So we are using is not is, and we are trying to identify whether x belongs to y1, x not belongs to y1, or x is belongs to y2, x3 is belongs to y3. So you see from this statement, x1 is not y1, but it is true actually. Here you can see x1 5, it is also belongs to 5, and x1 is equal to 5, it also belongs to y1. So this should provide you false, since it is not y. So if I am using is, it will be true. For another case, x2 and y2. So x2 is y2. So here hello is belongs to y2 here hello. So this statement also true. But you can see here x3 is y3. It seems like x3 should be equal to y3. So but in Python interpreter, for the particular list 1 2 3, it will be considering as a separate memory allocation. So it will be considered as false. So this thing you have to note down. So when we are trying to use is statement, we cannot use in the list. I hope you have an understanding about identity operation in Python. Moving with the membership operators. So in and not. So in and not, like 5 in 5 or 5 not in x. So identifying whether it belongs to a particular variable. So it is used to test whether the value or variable is found in a sequence, like example string, list, tuple, set, and dictionaries. So we can see on the program. Let's have a look at the membership operation program. As you know, in and not in are the membership operation in Python. It's usually used to test whether the value or variable is found in a sequence. For example, string, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So here you can see x is equal to hello world. So this is a string, and y equal to 1a and 2b. So this is a dictionary. So let's take an output here. So we are getting true for this statement h in x. So you can see that h is belongs to string called x. So that the statement is true. So print hello not in x. So you can see hello is available in the x, but problem is that it is case sensitive. If you are providing capital H, it may provide you false statement, because not in, I'm using not in statement. So this statement is true since hello is not in the variable x, but this hello is capital H. not small letter, because it is Python is case sensitive, as I told you earlier. So 1 in y, so this statement is also again true, so we have 1 in y. But you also have to note that we have key and value in dictionary. So if you're calling a key, we can able to identify, for example, 1 is a key, so 1 belongs to y, but a is a value, so it's a value in a dictionary. So since a is a value in a dictionary, it will return you a false statement. So if it is a key in the dictionary, it will provide you a true statement. Moving forward to the Python namespace, so everything in Python considers an object, and they will have a particular ID in the RAM. So with the help of function called ID, we can able to identify the address in the RAM. So we have 2 will be having a separate ID, for example 109.19424. So then the A also will have the particular address, and once the value of the A changes, the address change for the A. But if you're using the same 2 somewhere else, but it will be having the particular address, and again it will keep on changing. So address will be mapping to the particular variable where we are storing the memory. So let's take an example here. So we have A equal to 2, it will be having a particular ID. So we are adding one number to the 2, then the ID will be changing for the A. So again we need to go back to the same ID. We can reduce some 3 minus 1, it will be go back to the same ID. So we are taking the example here. So we have A equal to 2, so it will have an particular ID, and we're adding another number with the A, so ID changes. Let's have a look at this program. So we can use this ID function to identify the ID. So what is the object RAM allocation? So this ID A of A will be for the 2, and this 2 will be mapped to the variable A. So if once we change the ID, so if we are changing the value of 2, again the ID of the A also will be changing. So for the similarly for the a new variable B, it will be having the similar ID as of A for the first statement. Let's take the output. So here you can note down that, so first A will be 784, so this is the ID when the A is having 2. So again the value changes, the ID changes here. So ID of 3 is similar to the ID of variable A. Again for the ID of 2, so ID of 2 will be 784, the same ID of A. So this ID of 2 will be assigned for this variable B. I hope you have an understanding about how to use ID and how to identify the address allocation. Let's have a look at the Python variable scope. So we have 2 types of scope in a Python. So one will be the local scope and the global scope. So global scope indicate that it have a multiple access inside or outside the function, but in the local scope, the scope of the particular variable will be within the function. So taking example 1, so we have A equal to 20 and A equal to 30, but if we change something inside this function, the scope will be within this function. So if we do any changes A, so it won't reflect in the A outside. So we can take a look at the programming side. Taking the look at the example 2, so for this example 2, we are considering A as a global. So if you are doing any changes inside or outside the function, it will be reflecting back to the A. So considering here it's in a function, if you change anything in A, it will be automatically reflected A equal to 20. So the value of 20 will be changed to 30. But in this case, a new variable is being created inside the function. So the variable scope also within the function only. So once the function completed, this variable will be deleted. I hope you have a better understanding about variable scope in Python. So let's have a look at this program to identify the variable scope. So here we have 2 examples. So in this example, you can see that the value of A varies in outside the function and inside the function, and for the inside function the outer A won't be reflected. So anything changes inside the function won't be reflected to the outside A. But in the example 2, so if some changes is done in the inside function, be reflected on the outside function. So let's have a look at the program and see the result. So from this output we have a equal to 30. So I'm just printing, I'm calling the outer function here. So once I call the outer function, so a is declared as 20, and then I'm calling the inner function. So even though I have declared a is equal to 20, since I'm calling the inner function, it will be sent back to the inner function. So a equal to 30 and printing a equal to a. So this a will be printed, so it is 30 here, and then it will be printing this particular variable a equal to 20. So you can see 20 here. So for the, and then it will be go back so to the outer function. So it's like a is equal to 10, it will be printing the 10. So this is the inner and outer. Again the outermost variable will be equal to 10. So whatever values we change inside and outside the function, it won't reflect into the a. So when taking the example 2, so in this example 2, I'm calling the function outer function. So I have taken a equal to 20. So again I'm calling the inner function. This inner function is again I'm calling the global a. So I'm changing the variable into 30. So again I'm printing the statement a equal to a. So I'm getting 30. So I'm getting outside the inner function and printing a equal to. So if I'm not using the argument global, it will be printing 20. But since I'm using the argument as a global, so the variable become global as a. So the 20 will be updated with the 30. So again it will be printing 30. So I'm getting back to the outside the function. So it's like print a equal to again 30. So usually should print 10, but since I have updated the value of a inside the inner function, it will be reflected everywhere. I hope you have an understanding about the scope of the variable inside and outside the function with global and the local. For the next section, we'll be starting with the flow control. I hope you will be able to enjoy the video. Take care. Bye.